Okay. All
Hi,
right.
friends. Hi, friends. Welcome to Rising Sun Oracle. I am Michelle with Rising Sun Oracle. I am here with a special edition of a video. I'm conducting a new series called Tea and Tarot, where I invite lovely readers like Oksana on to come on here and showcase their work, introduce themselves to you, give you a little bit of an idea of what they do, what services they provide, and who they are as a reader. So welcome, Oksana.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
It is a pleasure to have you here. You are our first guest on Tea and Tarot with Rising Sun Oracle. It is a pleasure to have you here. I am so excited to get the opportunity to sit with you and chat with you and introduce you to our audience. And take it away. Tell us who you are. Tell us what's going on with you.
Well, my name is Oksana. So I just recently started the Instagram profile. And I wanted to start offering readings for people that probably need help out there.
Okay.
So
What kind of readings do you do?
just a tarot reading. I'm familiar with runes and pendulum and tarot's variety of cards that I'm using in oracles.
Okay. So over tarot versus oracle, do you have a preference of what you like to work with?
It depends what I'm guided to use that particular day for that particular person. I have a variety of oracles and variety of different decks. If the person comes to me and wants to find out what's going on and they give me the specific question to their, of their concern, and I feel I have to meditate a little bit on what deck I need to use for them, and be it a love reading or any other kind of concern that they might have. I would just kind of meditate on what deck to use, and I'm drawn to the deck that I need to use. So,
okay. So then people can come to you with specifics in mind, or do you offer structured services, or are you open to both?
I am open to both right now, but thing is, in this particular situation right now, I'm just kind of beginning to introduce myself to the world. I've been very, very intuitive for pretty much all of my life since I was a child. I've been through a lot, but I always been trying to suppress my gifts, which is kind of bad. But I finally just
It's
embrace
kind
it.
of interesting. I'm wondering if there's a reason why you maybe do suppress it or hold it back, but now you're obviously welcoming yourself into that journey now.
There were just the blockages that I needed to clear off, and gain more confidence. I felt like I didn't have enough knowledge, but I always read, and there's going to be never enough knowledge. You always have to learn. That's what I had to realize as far as, because we constantly evolve and there's no stopping in learning. So, and I felt like I did not have enough to give, but I'm like, no, I got plenty to give. How much more preparation do I need? I work with a variety of coaches and guides, and I'm a Reiki master. I mean, what else is there?
It was time. It was time for you to get out there and bring the service out there.
Absolutely. When the 3D system is falling apart, what kind of approval do you need from that?
This
Okay.
is true. Yeah.
When your knowledge comes from higher dimension, you kind of need to embrace that and accept that. And I was really, really in denial of that at first. And I was kind of getting punished a little bit for that. So I decided to start helping people out. And I decided to start with the Instagram, just to put myself out there, kind of like test the waters. I think this is the kind of style of readings I would like to offer to people. A little bit about, like a little mini readings with like a picture type of, take a screenshot of that and just kind of like follow up with a little bit of a message, what specifically is being provided for the person, what that person needs to hear at that particular moment. So, and that's what I want to do to start with. Of course, we're going to grow and see where it goes.
Now, tell the audience where they can find you on Instagram. What's your handle? How can they find you?
I just started this particular Instagram page at extrasensory.empress. So
Wonderful. Are you only on Instagram at the moment, or?
That is it. So, or they can email me at extrasensory.empress@gmail.com. go on.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I'm curious to know, as a reader, I know that there's always a moment in your journey where life takes a turn. There's a catalyst moment that takes place, and it brings you on your path. Can you share with us your catalyst moment?
Well, I have quite a few, so but I will probably tell the most recent one, the most recent ones that would continuously give me the push. My mother died in 2014, and she's been trying to communicate with me through signs and dreams and things like that. So, and that is when I started really kind of like getting back in touch with my interest. I've always been interested in everything metaphysical since I was growing up. But then I decided to kind of reintroduce that as a hobby back to myself and just kind of play around with it. And I got exposed to many, many books and many, many teachings and different styles and things like that. So I started kind of learning. I was just trying to hoard out as much messages, as much knowledge as I could, reading books and researching, the studying. This is something I love to do. So in my spare time, that's what I was doing, you know, on my spare time outside of work. And then, so my mother passed in 2014. The very next year, in 2015, I had a extremely nasty car accident, which knocked me out and caused me to have a near-death experience. So my car was completely totaled. I was T-boned on the passenger side, which basically could have possibly killed me. So I was knocked out. In the moment as I was unconscious, I heard my mother's voice saying, no, 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 because it was such a bliss out there. Okay. And I felt like, and I heard my mother's voice and I'm thinking, wait a second, my mother is dead. So why am I hearing her voice? And then the moment that I realized that I am in trouble because I didn't even see that the car was coming and I got hit. It's almost like I was checked out before the accident occurred. So, after that, after I came back, it was just shocking to me to see that I had an extremely minimal damage to my body. I walked away from a total car that looked like a pancake, okay, with a few scratches and bruises. So I thought that was miraculous.
Absolutely
And,
so.
um,
Yes. Yeah.
that did shift my consciousness a little bit uh, closer to the spiritual side of me. But again, I was trying to be normal after that and try to suppress that, trying to be like everybody else, and it didn't work. So after that, in 2016, my son, who was 14-year-old boy, was diagnosed with extremely severe cancer, which had no cure. And in 2017, he passed away.
I'm so
So
sorry to hear that. Oh,
I'll
you've had the journey.
absolutely. So that was just one of those things that when you are so broken at that point, and you know what, as a mom, and I was all into my son because he was basically my entire world. So I wanted to be all in his business. I wanted to know where he went after that. So I started doing all these readings with all the different mediums and psychics. I got deeper into the spiritual aspect of life. Okay, because there is afterlife, and no matter what they're trying to tell you that it doesn't exist, it does exist. So
Mm-hmm.
the energy cannot be destroyed, it can only be transformed. So Albert Einstein said that. So,
Well,
so
I
and
appreciate you sharing that with us. Wow.
anyways, that was a major awakening for me as well. So, and that was pretty hard. And the last one, my grandmother recently passed as well. So everybody's telling me, including my other psychics that I worked with, say, hey, you know what, you have a gift. And we're talking about the psychics that I work with, like Vicky Monroe. You know who Vicky Monroe
Mm-hmm.
is, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. They're on a psychic investigation show. And then Josie Grouse, I took classes from Josie Grouse.
I know
She's a,
Josie. Yeah.
yes, she's in Canada as well. She's a very
Mm-hmm.
popular psychic. She's very extremely sweet. I mean, she introduced me to mediumship. It was very beautiful experience to have a reading with her, how
Mm-hmm.
she does it. She had a very traumatic experience when her father got hit by a car, and that transformed her completely. So we're probably all people that get themselves introduced to the spiritual world go to this type of transformation, I would say, because part of us dies a little bit too. So that's how we get
Mm-hmm. And
slightly.
I'm always under the firm belief that we at some point we all get connected to help each other on our journeys, and that's really what brings me here today to bring this
And
series forward.
absolutely. And there was a moment when I got a little spooked up, scared, because I was trying to, like, be a medium, right? It's like, and I had been bombarded by all the dead people coming through to me and just like screaming into my face. I didn't know how to protect myself. I didn't know how to manage myself. And my son stepped in, actually, as he healed on the other side. He stepped in. After his death, it was absolute void in my soul. But after
Mm-hmm.
a little bit on the other side, and he realized he has all the time in the world, he decided to kind of assist me in that position. So as of today, we have this space where he is being a guardian for all these people that want to come to me, right? And he's
Mm-hmm.
protecting the space right now just to keep me at peace, keep me focused, to get me at least warmed up to this, to this journey when I could help others. Um, so basically, everybody's kind of like in the waiting room right now because my son is guarding. You
Mm-hmm.
only allowed a couple people come through, and normally they're children. The
Mm-hmm.
children have passed away.
Oh, so maybe that's the thing, is that he's there being that guide to connect you. And maybe that's why you're on this path right now, is connect you with those who need to connect with their children on the other side.
I just got goosebumps with a confirmation from him. He's definitely my assistant in this regard, for sure. So, and
That's a
that's
beautiful thing to still be able to share with one another. And you're right about that, in that energy doesn't end, it just transforms.
yeah,
Oh, I'm so touched by it.
yeah, exactly. I
Wow.
mean, physics right there. That's what they're talking about. That's science. I
Mm-hmm.
know. I don't know if you're familiar with Professor Bruce Lipton. Um,
No, no.
that amazing works how he connected science and spirit, and he said, "Hey, there's higher intelligence." His work is amazing, so I had to research it as well.
I'll have to have a look.
Yeah,
So I don't want to keep the series too long. We want to keep it, let's say 10-15 minutes, and I appreciate your time and introducing yourself to us. I thought it would be a great idea to showcase your work live in person and have you tap into the energy of the collective and pull a couple cards, whatever it is that you're moved to bring forward, and bring forward a message to the audience. And then we'll round out our session here with you taking the lead in pulling some cards for us so we can see your magic live in person.
that sounds really, really good. Okay, and I pulled some cards from the deck. This deck is very amazing. It's Ghost Spirits Tarot by Lisa Hunt, and I love her deck. Check it out; it's gorgeously illustrated. So I have the Magician. I have Three of Cups, and I have Ten of Pentacles. So the Magician here is a very amazing card. Look at all those thoughts that's going in, right
Mm-hmm.
there on his mind, right? You see the man's face, and there's a little feather which represents kind of like easiness, and then all these birds and all the spirits standing behind. So all these things are happening in your head. So you have to be the magician. So it's this card represents the mindset. So everybody needs to kind of change their mindset to become their magician, to manifest that Ten of Pentacles. Okay, Ten of Pentacles, which is abundance. It's not necessarily money. It's abundance. It's love. It's yes, it's material goods. It's also health and friendship and everything that you want in life. Uh, and while you're doing that, have some fun. Your Three of Cups. Have some fun with that. Love message for collective. Very short-lived message for collective. So, and I also wanted to feature this one of the decks that one of the decks I recently picked up. It's called Botanical Inspirations by Lynn Arahu, and it's a Victorian sacred language of flowers deck. So each flower kind of represents something, some kind of secret message to it. So I'm going to have quickly just point out for the collective what we need to focus on at the moment. Let's see, I got a violet.
Ooh.
There's a message for that. Modesty is a shining light that prepares the mind to receive knowledge and the heart of the truth. Okay? This is the message behind that. Do you remember when I was talking about a magician, the old mindset that we're having? Everybody needs to focus on their mindset to be able to manifest what they want, but they need to stay in that high vibration, stay in that 3 of Cups of having fun, having a good time, having friends, and having, you know, things like that. So enjoy what you're doing, have fun, you know, make it fun, whatever it is you're doing, and then all the time.
I think that's a wonderful message, and what a way to end the show on such a positive note, keeping us all in high vibration. I thank you so much, Oksana, for your time today and introducing yourself to us. Again, this is Oksana of extrasensory.empress, and she can be found on Instagram. All her information will be shared when this video goes live. And I thank you so much, Oksana, for joining us.
Kelly, you have a great
You too. All right, friends. We'll see you next time for
Bye-bye.
another edition of Tea and Tarot with Rising Sun Oracle. Bye.
Bye.